Welcome. Okay, everyone. If you have any question, please do unmute and ask. If you are in a Zoom or on YouTube, both ways you can communicate. I have a one first question was asked by my dear student who actually does practice with me sometime, the a Prana Kriya Yoga. There was a question regarding Prana Kriya Yoga. How does Prana Kriya Yoga is different to a pranayam? Dear Yogi, please explain the difference between pranayam and a Prana Kriya Yoga. When and under which circumstances do you advise to practice the one or the other? In your Zoom sessions, which is live online classes, you offer much more Prana Kriya Yoga. Does that mean that you prefer it? And second question I have today that came from Instagram. How can we motivate people who aren't in the yoga path to meditate? These are two questions we have. Both of them are very interesting, very relevant to the many people's life, and I'm pretty sure you find a certain number of people who you really would like them to practice yoga or meditate, even quieten the mind for 5 minutes, but you can't find a words or enough strength to convince them, so they meditate a little. The both aspect of it, and the second one is let me see any other content are there. That's it. Wonderful. So if you any question that you get added into it, please do unmute and ask. And if you're happy with the two of them, we can elaborate. The point I will take the first one that who asked the question regarding the motivation. Remember, motivation is temporarily. Motivation can be created by the bribe, by the greed. Motivation can also be created by some inspiration. But you can motivate somebody. How long the motivation lasts? A week, 2 weeks, 6 months, if lucky. Because motivation have a end goal. Either is motivation led by the whatever bribe you're giving, or inspiration, or certain satisfaction, certain achievement. The once you reach that, you lose motivation. And people keep giving bribe. If you can see in the corporate structure, there's a milestone. You reach that milestone, and to reach, you work so hard to reach that landmark. That motivates you. Once you reach to that landmark, you say, okay, I have reached it, now I can slow down. Then they put another landmark, giving the constant high. So you keep chasing the stepping ladder. I remember some of my students who works in corporate, so they know the quarterly time that comes along. They're so busy. When they reach their quarterly achievement, they slow down, and the next time they fulfill it, then the quarterly landmark get a bit more higher. So just keep extending. So that keeps them motivated, keep them hungry. But that is not discipline. Your aim is to motivate, to inspire somebody. You can't bribe, which I'm not really keen on it. And you can't tell um, somebody constant praise. Or you can tell them how wonderful, amazing you feel, and then they buy it, and they don't really feel the outcome that you are feeling. You're creating a possibility of disappointment. So, personally, you can share your experience. You can talk about the benefits it can have. I'm talking about honest, true, authentic benefits of meditation or yoga practice, because is a who does not want to have a sense of peace, sense of happiness, or a the sense of self transformation, greater achievement in the life, less procrastination. You give them a fact to fact point of information that whatever person can relate with. Now, topic becomes if person is not spiritual, and how would you motivate that? I'm pretty sure the person is working. So if you meditate, you develop a clarity. When you have clear thinking, you have a coherence brain. Coherence brain means your logical and decision making and analytical part of the brain working perfectly well. That helps you in your productivity in whatever job you're doing. Calm nervous system, enhanced productivity, your reaction level changes, your procrastination drops, and any work you are doing, if your mind is not calm, agitated, and you are restless, there's time to time there's a good possibility you may lead to procrastination. You may just have only many ideas but no action, and there's no action means there's no fruitfulness and no growth. So if you meditate, you have idea, it aligns with your action, which is you can call it purusharth, then leads to the productivity, and also it creates a self-worth. So there are many reasons you can motivate somebody, but motivation again don't create a false promises. Is also tell them the truth. So when you do it properly, without the greed-based practice, there's good chances for the transformation. Meditation is not a quick fix. People think I sit down 2 minutes. That's I have heard this. I sit down meditation every day, 1.5 minutes. And what is the meditation? I think about I'm at peace, I'm at the beach, I'm seeing sunshine, I'm seeing the mountain. I said, you're going to destroy the aviation industry very fast because nobody will go to travel because within 1.5 minutes you have done four sightseeing. You live in the middle of the city, you have been to seaside, you have been to the mountains, and you have meditated and you have done really wonderful things. So that is not good for you because that is a very speedy experience of life. So if you tell somebody when you meditate, you do it properly. Don't try to make a shortcut like if somebody is not motivated and trying to meditate. First of all, person need to have enough faith in own ability and itself in the practice of meditation to create the bond and the transformation capacity. There's very simple saying in a healing. Somebody does not believe in healing and you're trying to prove that healing work and you are a good healer. Personally, I will say don't even try because you are trying to fight with a thick brick wall. In the life, everybody comes in possibility. Tell them if you want to be happy, meditate. If you don't want to be happy, please don't meditate. Simple, very simple answer. If you want to be happy, want to be productive, creative, broader perspective to the life and to yourself, meditate. If you are agitated, you want to have calm mind, meditate. So the basic requirement of the life. If you're constantly feeling high and low in the mood swing or in the life, meditate. You will find the balance. If you like to have greater productivity, greater achievement, meditate. So you can find whichever aligns with the person's nature. And somebody who is very laid back, who want to do nothing, and believes like something, I came with nothing, I will leave with nothing, so I don't need to work hard, I don't need to meditate, and I'm just happy whatever I have. I'm okay even to a Rastafari person, and you talk to him about achievement, he will say, I'm definitely not going to meditate. So you have to know the alignment with the person, the nature, and somebody who is a very high achieving person work in corporate, and you tell them, oh, you meditate, you will feel very nice, calm, and talking about esoteric person say, I don't believe in that. So you have to understand your terminology and the person who you are dealing with, who you're trying to motivate to meditate. But beyond that, you only can take that person's nature or motivation to a certain extent. Because after when the person reach the goal, he will no longer meditate. So you need to make sure this motivation is very short time. It doesn't last. But if the person create a discipline, my approach will be to make the person to align with the discipline of life, discipline of the self actions, and discipline understanding of the meditation. It will create a good foundation for rest of the life to meditate. Discipline is very important than motivation, in my opinion. So I hope it answers your question. You can try how it aligns and how the person find a way to meditate. And the person is very physical. There are many people I have known, they have zero interest in meditation whatsoever. Zero. They said, I cannot meditate, never mind meditate. They can't even lie down in savasana for 2 minutes after yoga class. So you can just make them start practicing very strong yoga asana practice. Remember what I say, yoga asana is for a reason because sometimes we misrepresent yoga equals physical movement. So yoga asana. Asana is one little tiny fragment of the yoga. Asanas are not yoga. Asana is little part of yoga. So if you make person practice even a yoga asana, and they will become within the process of practice becomes a momentary little blissful moment and the self connection to their body. Never mind connection to the chitta, to your awareness, or connection to the mind, or connection to the energy, but connection to the physical body. The once you can build that bridge, the relationship of the person to the physical body, you can motivate person very easily. You can say this is the little benefit of yoga asana, and what will be the benefit of you do it more work with your mind, work with your energy. You can motivate person very easy. There's people I know who have a good asana practice but cannot lay down in savasana. I know many people who came to the uh, practice with me not for meditation. They only came for yoga and physical asana practice or the Prana Kriya yoga practice. And once you go through the process, there becomes the point of complete bliss and total silence, inner tranquility. Then they ask question, what is it? I said, try meditation and you can get greater feeling. And then they go to meditation. They said the meditation was worse than yoga practice. I say, why? Because at least in yoga class, I had a little bit quietness when I was engaging with the body. I felt very tranquil in asana practice. There was a lot of movement. I felt very peaceful. My body felt very easy because mind is very extrovert all the time. When you're meditating, I have so many thoughts. I was the like millions of thoughts running through my head. I cannot even have a quietness of one moment. So the meditation is more dangerous for somebody to go straight into the practice when somebody doesn't have any relationship with their physical body or with their mind or with their chitta. It will take a great length of time to get to that space. So I tell them, please don't come to meditation. Continue doing your asana practice till you are able to relax in savasana, enjoy it, or can sit comfortably for 40 minutes, 20 minutes at your home. I tell them, don't meditate when you sit down. Just sit down quietly, as ritualistic as possible and religiously. That 20 minutes every day you are going to sit down quietly, enjoy being in the position and feeling, watching what thoughts are coming, how your mind is reacting. Don't try to quieten them because this issue with the meditation, people make a definition of meditation make it look like some monster or esoteric or something extraordinary. That's what people think meditation is. But meditation is nothing to do anything like that. You don't grow your horn and unicorn and then hello walking around with different people have very different ideas of meditation. Meditation basically means you are able to bridge the gap. You are able to clear the void space that you can't see your inner truth. And that truth you only can see through how you reacting everything that coming to your surface, how you reacting towards. The first step of meditation is being present, being available, either to your physical body or to your breath or to the thoughts that are happening. But what we do meditate, we want to go along, suppress it. You've been doing a whole your life. Anything comes along, you don't like it, you suppress it, or you avoid it, or you go into denial mode. That's not meditation. You've been doing every day. But meditation basically means you are able to becoming present, acknowledging, accepting, watching, and non-reactive nature. And that is the first foundation of meditation, being patience. You want to sit down 20 minutes, now I want to see stars. Seeing stars, go to some nice place with the clear sky. See them in real life. Don't have to meditate to see the stars. Is my personal opinion. You don't need to meditate to go to seaside. Go to the seaside. Don't have to meditate to see the sunset. Finally, go and enjoy the sunset. Find a time and go and see the beauty of the mountain and enjoy the sunset. That will be the. Don't have to meditate to see the sunset. A sunset happens in real life every day if you live in a good climate only. Anyway, so that is the meditation part, is now something that you imagine. Imagination is not meditation. Projection is not meditation. But cultivating those feelings inside you can be the good. But how you cultivate it, first part, you have to understand what is actually stopping you. You're becoming aware of your emotion, becoming aware of your feeling, becoming mindful of your body, becoming mindful of your thought, becoming mindful of your breath is a fundamental, great foundation for meditation. And somebody who doesn't meditate, tell them, do you breathe? Simple. Do you breathe? Yes. Would you like to enjoy your breathing rather than fighting with the breathing? Good enough. So it's depending who is convincing who, or who is trying to motivate who. So I hope that is enough for meditation motivation practice. In the question to the Prana Kriya Yoga and Pranayama, Mr. Dear student Udo, both are wonderful, Pranayama and Prana Kriya Yoga. And my preference are both of them. My preference are both of them for personal practice. In relation to teaching, I teach one class of pranayam, and I think 4 or 5 classes of Prana Kriya Yoga weekly. You can see the difference is quite significant. In relation to pranayam, lots of people practicing pranayam, they think pranayam equals breathing exercise. Okay? Or a pranayam equals hyperventilation, which nowadays new method is going around, people going crazy, getting dizzy, and they thinking they are doing pranayam. Actually, not. It's not good for you. First of all, the pranayam should be done in a clean environment and calm mind, not stressed mind. People do only pranayam when they are stressed. No. You should not practice pranayam to calm your mind. Pranayam should be done when your mind is already calm. Third step, pranayam should be done when your nadis, your bioenergy within your body is open. Your right side, left side of the brain, all your physical body, all the energy centers, energy system in your body is open with the asana practice. If you have done movement and the circulation of the blood flow is happening in the body, your energy is flowing through your body, and you can sit down comfortably to practice pranayama. You like to practice pranayama, but cannot sit down back straight, you're slouching or arching, twisting, turning constantly when you're trying to practice pranayama, is better not to practice it, in my personal opinion. And the pranayam is not something that if you can't maintain your awareness, not only exercise, you can see what is happening externally, but there is no awareness what is happening internally. Is your mind not available to the breath process that taking place, or what energy, the movement you are feeling in your body when you're practicing pranayama? or your mind catches up with the racing. When you're practicing pranayam, mind knows, okay, I have to pump my belly fast as possible. Mind takes over, goes in automation as fast as you can. There's a certain precision of interval time. It's not about breathing fast as possible, maintaining the same rhythm of in breath, out breath, with interval between the in breath and out breath, extended period of the time without getting agitated, without losing the presence towards to the energy, presence towards to the mind, presence towards to the flow of the breath, your mindfulness towards the energy and the breath. That's the best first requirement of the pranayam. Second part, pranayam is not only just inhalation and exhalation. If you think pranayam is inhalation and exhalation, you've been doing since time you were popped out of your mom's belly. I call it hatched. You when you were hatched, so but people doesn't like it. So when you were born inside your mom, before you came out of the belly, you were actually introduced to the breathing. You've been doing pranayam since that time. Now, if you, somebody listen to it, will say, "Oh, now is a good idea." Whereas somebody say, "I've been doing pranayam since day one. I was not even born. I was doing pranayam." There are some yoga people. I heard very clear. I was 3 months old. I was doing child posture. My mommy took picture. I have it. Every baby is does child posture. Nothing unique about. But you are aware that you're doing child posture. That word important. So the sorry, please excuse my uh, no sarcasm, but the humor. Uh, I find it quite interesting, especially in the yoga, what we call it, asana practice. The pranayam you've been doing, if you take it that point of view, you've been doing breathing from day one. So that's not pranayam. Pranayam means when you are aware, you consciously are able to regulate your breath rate, heart variable, heart intervals, your breath retention, in breath retention and out breath retention, along with your in breath and out breath ratio, and maintaining a certain rhythm for extended period of the time that creates the bioenergy around the body as well within your body. So mind stays in a certain bandwidth of your bioenergy frequency that leads to the calmness and enhances the pranayam energy. In breath, out breath is just a process through which you are exchanging the prana of within your body to the outside of the body. You are doing that even without doing the pranayam. When you inhaling, exhaling, you are exchanging the prana, but you are not aware of it. But when you practice pranayam, you becoming aware of that prana process becomes the pranayam. You are extending the wind width of retain the prana or ignite the prana within your body, depending which pranayam practice you are doing. Every pranayam relates to the certain element, certain prana. You have five pranas: prana, apan, saman, udan, vayan. So all whenever you practicing pranayam, each different pranayam practices having impact on different prana within your body, depending which pranayam you're practicing. Now, question to the Prana Kriya Yoga. I can make people whose mind is very busy and racing have a not much movement practices and cannot stay still physically, never mind mentally. I'm talking about physical stillness without getting distracted looking around or without getting distracted internally or racing the mind somewhere else to do next or not able to maintain the process of in breath out breath. So in Prana Kriya Yoga, as you have done, we are again working with the five dhatus, five elements, and five winds, the vayus of the body, through which your entire body mechanics are working along with the breath. Pranakriya Yoga, you are enhancing, not manipulating, enhancing, uplifting, creating, or balancing the prana of the body, energy of the each element within the body. Kriya is the movement, prana, movement of the prana created through the Prana Kriya Yoga, creating a foundation for a greater health, mental as well as physical health. So Prana Kriya Yoga have a benefit of pranayam, asanas, mindfulness, and your stamina all combined together. So I hope that answers your question. Reason I do it because it helps the body as well as the mind, and same time triggering the samskaras. Triggering the samskaras. I give you example in Prana Kriya Yoga. I have had once experience person who haven't done yoga at all much in the life, may have done Ashtanga, may have done Mashur, may different Kundalini yoga even done person. And he came to the class and start doing the training with me. He said, okay, I would like to do the training program so I can become a teacher. He joined in the day 5 or 6. He started losing his head. There's so much energy running through the body. I asked him, please do take it easy. And the next thing I know, the his inner chattering box completely 180 transformation in the person's life and in thinking. And he started remembering all the traumas the person had gone through the life, everything that have happened throughout the life, whatever he have suppressed in his life, and every time he sleeps, they're all coming alive. So he start clearing his samskaras, he start clearing his karma because you are rewriting your own coding of your perception, how your mind channels the energy of each vayu, each wind, or each prana, each element. For example, just I give you one simple example. Every emotion, grieving, a sense of loss or sense of achievement, uplifts your heart chakra. They say the love, your heart breaks, relationships, how anybody relate with you, emotional intelligence. And overall, any emotional intelligence you have that governed by your heart chakra, which is whenever you are in a space of love, you feel so live, fresh, which is the nature of the air. You feel same time very confidence. Same time you feel very spacious, you can conquer the world because this your throat, heart, and solar plexus. But heart is the center. Working with your confidence level, working with the fire, you feel so motivated, uplifted. If not, recall it whenever you were in so-called love and bubble. How was your confidence level? How bubbly you feel? How freer you feel? And how much emotion you had? And when that bubble burst, how did you feel? Your confidence and dive down, and your grieving comes along. You can't actually even express yourself. Maybe for some days you feel so pity about yourself, or feeling let down and suppressed. That is basically impact on your emotional intelligence. And that time you also find it your breathing get affected. Your in breath, out breath get affected, your digestion get affected, your mood get affected, and that having one emotion having impact on your confidence, your breathing, your voice, how you verbalize, how you communicate, several things get impacted. So when you practicing Prana Kriya Yoga means that created trauma, certain length, and you have had many times. This is one simple example. Many times, many emotions have gone through it. This is quite dramatic. There could have been very little ones, small emotions that you built up. You keep them close to your chest because that becomes your identity. Because you love to create an identity. And now, when you practice in Pranakriya Yoga, you're breaking away from that cycle, the pattern, the identity, and same time creating a healing. Because a lot of breath work, a lot of retention, and lots of movement. So when the heart chakra start opening, you start working with the voice change in Pranakriya Yoga. We have a lot of primordial work. If you notice, a lot of primordial work sound, we have a lot of breath work, we have retention and movement. Combination of all of your kosa work, all of your chakra work, and the physical strength. So once you start working, you start unlayering, removing all the shadows, the layers and layers and layers and layers of emotion you have put it over your emotional intelligence. You don't actually know anymore what is your emotional intelligence and what is collective, borrowed, dumped, and layered, created by the fear of protection, or how you are holding yourself, that emotional intelligence. So when you practicing Pranakriya Yoga, you unclearing it, and that creating you ready for a meditation, making you ready for the inner self transformation. So the similar thing start happening to that gentleman, and he remembering all the traumas he have gone through it, and he remembered the abuse that have gone through it. There was a some very unpleasant and some very pleasant experienced person go through it, but till you are able to resolve, deal, and transform, not replace. I'm not asking to replace that you've been doing all the time. Something you don't like it, you replace with something you like it, and that everything you replace will leave a certain level of residue and imprint on your karma or on your samskaras, and then you have to deal with it sooner or later. So the decoding or changing your perception and letting go to create a little self transformation of your belief system, and that layers of karma, layers of samskara that you have created just by one emotion, emotional intelligence. Then you get physical intelligence, then you get the mental intelligence, your survival nature. There are many layers of them. So the Pranakriya Yoga works very differently to the asana practice, and the asana have its own benefit, pranayama have its own benefit. So I find Pranakriya Yoga, people's relatability is much easier. It covers broader perspective in relation to the pranayama. So that's why I teach people can relate. There's less likely people make mistakes when you're doing Pranakriya Yoga because your body is moving, your mind remain engaged, With pranayam, people say, I can breathe anytime, all time. I don't need to sit down 45 minutes to meditate or to breathe. I'm breathing all day long. I like to do something very active. So the Prana Kriya Yoga is very demanding physically, mentally, and emotionally. If you have practiced it, you know it how it feels like. You feel like you're going to fly any second. On that note, enough for today. Hari Om and Pranam. Namaste. If you like the Prana Kriya Yoga, join me online and maybe try what you else you can do with Prana Kriya Yoga. Thank you. Namaste. Ciao.